Hello friends, Teo here. Did I say Teo this time or did I say Metapod? Because I'm not supposed to say Metapod because I am no longer Metapod, I am Teo. Which I've always been Teo, but I was we're gonna play the Harvest Moon Lost Valley today, and if you were watching the last episode, I said I had a secret topic for today that's gonna be a little funny. So let's go ahead and open this up and get the game going. And I was also realizing at the end of last episode that I really don't know what I'm doing with my valley anymore. I am leveling out the front right outside of the home space, because I do want to make that a big flat area for crops, but I don't even know where I'm going to put my barn, and I don't know where I'm going to get this dirt from. Oh, a pink harvest sprite. Yeah, I think it's because I harvested those 10 flowers, unlocked that, and that's kind of the next step in the story for us, is to get this scene with this pink harvest sprite. Good morning. And this was something I saw, and I was also talking about watching. Why can I never remember his name when I need to say it? Delta something Zeta, and the something is the name he goes by, and that was the name I remembered last time. But why can't I remember it now? Anyway, so I was watching his videos, and he was really surprised by this scene, because this is the day after you get you're introduced to the flower shop, and they're already expanding their inventory. And I think that there are two reasons this might have happened. One is that we picked the flowers in the last day, but I also think it might have been a DLC thing that because let's see, can I sell some softwood lumber? Let's just sell it all. And then we can sell the flowers. I think the flowers will actually sell for more if we sell them to Iris, so we're gonna save the flowers. But I think it might be a DLC thing, that we just have all the DLC off the bat, and so we're getting that the upgraded inventory, which would come from the DLC on the 3DS version, and that would have probably was time locked, so we wouldn't have normally have seen it right away. But after I actually commented that on his video, and then after thinking about it some more, it might actually be because we just harvested the pansies the day before. Maybe that triggered shop upgrade, which would be a little weird, which is kind of strange game design. And we're out of soil. But, so, secret topic for today, I wanted to talk about, which I guess it's going to be the video title, so it's not a surprise anymore, but why do I always go this way when I can go the better way that I made? I wanted to talk about Pedro Pascal's anxiety, and by anxiety, I mean his habit of touching his coworkers. And there are people saying that there's some kind of smear campaign going on that's been started by J.K. Rowling and all this stuff. I don't know, that's kind of borders conspiracy theory to me, but I mean, it could be true, we don't know. But I think in talking about people lacking nuance in my last video, I think that there's another case of people just not looking at evidence anymore, and people will just believe whatever a comment says. Are really so if you don't know about this situation, there is an actor, a famous actor who's in everything these days, and named Pedro Pascal, and he's kind of infamous now for regularly touching his co-workers. The most recent one being Vanessa Kirby from the Fantastic Four cast. And most of the time this entails holding hands or putting his arm around her, which I think is, I don't know, pretty normal kind of things to do, especially since in their particular case they said they wanted to foster a really close romantic like relationship to get in the mood for the roles of playing a married couple with a child who's really close in the movie. Okay, I don't remember what the... Oh yeah, they sell for a lot more. Like, I'm pretty sure these are bigger prices. So let's sell some flowers and make lots of money. You know. But, so yeah, he has some touching. He's done some other things, like, they're very good friends, and Vanessa Kirby seems to have, like, a crush on him, even though she's, like, I don't know if she's married now. At the time a lot of this stuff was going on, she was engaged. She's pregnant with the fiance or husband's child, and yeah, anyway, so they do a lot of kind of touchy, flirty stuff. And did I need to plant seeds? Or did I plant seeds already? I planted them yesterday. Yeah, okay, we're good. And anyway, I'm kind of like really rambling because there's kind of a lot of like mostly pointless details to this story, but the main point is people are saying he's some kind of like a predator, or you know, he's like assaulting these co-stars and stuff like that. And I think the main point I want to talk about is that the thing I was actually starting to talk about before, I'll talk about that first, is that people are saying that they will just read a comment that says he only does it with the beautiful women. He doesn't do it with the quote-unquote ugly women like Bella Ramsey, and he doesn't do it with the men. You can just look on YouTube or Google in 2 seconds and find that is simply not true. But it is such an overwhelming argument, like overwhelmingly used argument against Pedro Pascal and this whole controversy, when like the whole the reason it's called the Pedro Pascal's anxiety like meme is because he has claimed that he has anxiety, and that touching people can help him calm down when he's in front of crowds and doing stuff like that. And this whole like concept of the anxiety thing actually came about from him touching and talking to Bella Ramsey about it, who is one of the people they say he doesn't do this with, even though that's where it started. And he is very touchy with his male co-stars, and he even goes as far to like kiss them on the lips and everything. Like, he's like more like touchy, and like even in ways that could be interpreted as like romantic or sexual with the male co-stars, compared to the mostly holding hands and putting his arm around the women. And so it's not just the beautiful women, it's not just women in general, it's everyone. And like, also all of his co-stars have come out and said they're aware of the situation and they consent to him touching him, and they do it consensually. And in the case of Vanessa Kirby, most of the time she is the initiator in the touching. Like, well, I wouldn't say most of the time, but like often enough, like maybe an equal amount. And like, I think that that besides that people will just believe a random comment instead of all of the evidence that is very clearly in front of them. That was the first point I wanted to make. Don't do that. That's not good. Especially when you're using it to, attack another person and put them down. Like, that's not healthy. But also, the fact that even if we're just talking about the women, because a lot of people are making this into a case of women versus men, and that men who touch women are automatically predators. The women are consenting and initiating, and I think that it's really disturbing that we somehow, as a group, want to take away the ability to consent from women. Like doing this kind of stuff, like the way that they're talking about him is like basically saying that women are not capable of meaningful consent in any way. That like if they are touched by a man, like they are being assaulted, like no matter what they do. Like this like I don't know, it's very strange to me and very unsettling that people take this kind of like extreme mindset about the whole thing. And I think that there's this weird kind of implication that women can't consent that comes with the argument that people are making against him. That they're just ignoring the voices of the women involved and using it to push their own narrative. And they're silencing women and ignoring women and talking over women for the sake of smearing an actor they don't like. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's bizarre. I think that women's voices and women's right and ability to express meaningful consent should take priority over saying a man you don't like is bad. I don't know. That's my take on Pedro Pascal's anxiety. And there has been one thing that I have seen that is very questionable that Pedro Pascal has done, and that's touching William Dafoe's wife. He kind of like caresses her chin once, and most of the people refer to William Dafoe's reaction, and they don't seem to care at all about how the woman in question was actually affected, but they seem to care that it upset her husband. And I've seen the video of it happening, and like he like sees it happen and then like laughs and smiles and looks at both of them and then makes like an angry like you better not do that face. And like I don't know, they're very good friends, and I could see him like joking around about it, like just kind of teasing him, like, and then like shortly after that they were hugging and kissing, like as in Pedro Pascal and William Dafoe. So like I don't think he was really that upset, to move right into getting that close with him like right after. So yeah, I don't know. But that is a very questionable thing, and I think it's weird that no one seems to care how the wife felt. I'm just referring to her as the wife because I don't know her name, and the only thing I know of her is her relationship to William Dafoe. So I'm sorry, Mrs. Dafoe. But no one seems to care like how she felt or how it affected her. Like I've never once heard anyone talk about if she consented to that, or if like she was upset or felt assaulted or violated or uncomfortable. Like no one cares. Like I have not heard a single person talk about that other than me like right now. I have not brought it up either, so I'm, equally guilty as, not making this like a priority. But now I'm doing it. at least I'm doing it now. But everyone just seems to focus on the fact that it might have made William Dafoe mad, and that is very questionable. Very, very indecisive, undecided. I don't know the right word, but yeah. My main point here is don't believe everything you see in a random online comment. No, I need to go to bed. Crap, it's gonna be after midnight. Don't believe everything you see in a random online comment. Like, fact check things yourself, and also don't speak for other women, or don't, I say other women, I'm not a woman, but don't just like speak for women. Like, all of the women involved say like they're happy to help him like calm down, and they like consent to holding hands with him, and a lot of them are, they're mostly all like really good friends with him, and that's, Hollywood people touch each other, that's just what they do. One of the things that people were thinking was just so crazy was that Pedro Pascal like touched Vanessa Kirby's belly. She's pregnant, and I think touching the belly of a pregnant woman who you are really close to and good friends with her consent is not strange in any way. Like, I don't think that's strange or predatory. That's just a normal thing between close friends. Like, I don't think that's, I don't think so. I don't think it's weird. Like, and, maybe this goes back to the whole, like, othering thing that I was talking about in the previous video, that people just really want to villainize some other people or groups, and will, like, just work so hard to do that. And, yeah, and then it turns into a whole like gender wars issue and stuff, and it's just, use some nuance, use some, find evidence to your claims, use some nuance, and listen to the voices of the people involved. And I think that's important. Like, those are very important things to do, and I think that a lot of people don't do that. Because they're so concerned with, pushing whatever kind of narrative they're trying to push. And in this case, it is that Pedro Pascal is some kind of predator, and in some extremist cases, that all men are, or that men touching women in general is predatory. Like, it's just very exhausting. But Benson Boone, Pedro Pascal, two handsome mustache guys. But I'm not gonna talk about that kind of stuff. Anyway, we're done with the kind of more intensive sociopolitical. I try not to get super political about it, but they are sociopolitical issues. So these were kind of two political videos in a row. I'm not going to do that anymore. So I don't know what I'm going to talk about in the next video. I'm tired. I slept 2 hours last night. I had to get up. I'll just tell the story of my day in the next video. So that's what we'll talk about. That's what we'll talk about in the next video, because I gotta have something to talk about. So I think I do want to record another video. So I will see you guys later. Have a good one, and bye bye.